one of the things that I want to document here has been recorded here. A sheikh, whose name Izzat Khadr, Abu Abdullah, may Allah have mercy upon him. With high isnad, chain of narrators, just me to him. He's talking to me. He's the one who washed the sheikh, whom the sheikh wanted him to wash him, and he's the one who wanted the sheikh to bury him, Sheikh al-Albani. He was the neighbor of the Sheikh al-Albani. Sheikh al-Albani loves nobody more than he loves him. Both of them died, Sheikh al-Albani, and then afterwards he died, Izzat Khadr. But I want to document this because it could be carried as well for other generations, inshallah. He came to me in Madaba, and he was talking to me, and he said, one of his people whom he knows, friends, it could be a student, was a sheikh as well. And he is working in a company somewhere in Jordan. And those big companies, they do have normally places for prayer. It's not like Saudi Arabia, a well-built sort of musalla. No, it could be a room. It's been taken, a big room, for everybody to come to the prayer, depending upon how large is the company. But it looks like this company is large. And normally it is the case that there is no appointed imam that they could pay him salaries. Out of those workers who will lead. And normally it is the case, the one who is seen to be holding to the close of the sunnah, regardless how much knowledge he knows. But when he's got this, straight away they will let him to be the imam, and he will be the sheikh of them all the time. Now, all the time as well, we have the workers, they pray, and sometimes as well we find even the head general, and he likes to be always as well in the front row, even behind the imam. Whether it is because he's keen to come early, or because he wants to show himself, I am the boss, even though I am being led. Even sometimes he put his chair there so that nobody could take his place. So he comes, he moves the chair, and he goes, sits in the middle behind the imam, even though he's not entitled for that. But I'm just saying for that to add why these people they do this, and he's always behind the imam. He's always. Before I continue the story, this has linked me to another story, which could be true as well. That always the ones who are in leadership, they like to be in leadership. It was narrated in a place, I don't want to call the country now because I don't want people to be upset, an Arab country, where always there's the shuyukh, the ones got cloaks and all of that. They pray. And their sheikh, who is the imam, is being appointed by those who are known, an imam. And these sheikhs, they've got money and they've got slaves. Those slaves as well pray with them, but they pray behind them. One day the imam was not there. None of those got, these cloaks and all that. They don't know the Fatiha and all of this. No, anything. They know Fatiha, but they can't really lead the people. So, what they did, they couldn't. So the slave, he led. When this, person's got his pride and his slave can lead. So he said, then go back. Can't lead. So he said, then go back, and he led. Remember, he's not really good in recitation. So when he said, Allahu Akbar, he said, recite, slave. As long as he's the imam, it doesn't matter. The slave can recite from the back, as long as he himself in the front. Going back to our original story, that's why we find the manager, he likes to be behind the imam all the time. If he had known some sort of recitation, and if he was to be accepted with no beard to lead, he would have led. But because he got no beard and trousers and all of that, he would be shy to lead. Our imam, who is the friend of our Sheikh Izzat Khadr, this imam is a Salafi. And he's to the letter, and he moves his finger. Now, this is not really known and common at that time. Until today, there are some people that don't know it. But this is the Sunnah. So he noticed the Sheikh doing this. Okay? And the Sheikh is a normal worker in the company where he's the manager. So he couldn't really face him and ask him about this. So he sent his secretary. What is this all about? So the Sheikh, with few words, he summarized what I've just said now. That this is the Sunnah, and the Prophet ﷺ, he did it. And also he said that it is more severe onto the Shaytaan than the iron bar. It will help you to focus in the prayer. So this secretary went to the manager and he told him what the Sheikh had told him. Pointing out that, which is the main phrase that is, It's more severe on the shaitan than the iron bar. Now, he left all of that, is helped it with focusing. The Prophet of Allah did it. He focused on that point. Then he used his intellect. If he's got intellect, I don't know if he's got intellect or not. He said, this is more punishable and severe on the shaitan than hitting him with an iron bar. What is this? So he's ridiculed the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ by submitting or subjecting the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ to his brains. How can it be? Because he can't see the shaitan and he can't understand that how the finger can be like an iron bar. The secretary was met later on by the Imam. So the Imam said to him, out of curiosity, what the manager said, did he accept the sunnah? No, he's saying to you, Shaykh, that this is, he said, no, how can it be? And it looks like maybe as well the secretary is with the Imam or the manager. Okay, he's like, I mean, he's saying, oh, this is, he's saying this is, how can it be worse on the shaitan than the iron bar? Now, the Shaykh here, he went out of his norm. It reminds me like as well another story of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, when he went out of his norm and he swore upon Abdullah ibn Mas'ud al-Thaqafi, when he was not a Muslim at that time, when Abdullah ibn Mas'ud al-Thaqafi, he said, and the Hudaybiyah truce, you should be making the deal with Quraysh, because if the war takes place between you and Quraysh, those ragtag, he's talking about the companion, ragtag, street guys, they're not going to help you, they're going to run off. That's when Abu Bakr got out of his norm. He said, Umsus Badr al-Lat, lick the genitals of your goddess, al-Lat. Lick, I mean, this is rude word. Lick that private part of your goddess. Subhanallah, because we are going to be leaving the Prophet ﷺ. So this is the Shaykh now got out of his norm, because he's ridiculing the Sunnah. So he said, tell your manager, and he made with his hand, I'm not going to say it because maybe it's going to be recorded onto me, a gesture which is a swearing word. Now in England, it's 2 fingers. In our country, is the middle finger up. So he said, do like this to your manager, with pointing the middle finger. Okay, as well, you do that the middle finger as well. I think it's one like this as well in the middle. This is to your manager. Now, of course, the secretary, who will not be very bad, so bad to go and tell the manager about this, and it will result into maybe, expelling this man out of work. But the manager, he was at it. And I think the Sheikh, he maybe wanted to pass a point here. The manager kept asking and said, what did the Sheikh say? Did he reply back? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. So, no, you have to tell me. Well, if you want it, then he said to you like this. And he gave him that finger. That's when the manager got really so mad, jumping up and down. Call him now. This rude Sheikh is calling him. So he called him. Is this what he said? True? You telling me this? Swearing at me? Really, in our country, Jordan? This is death. So after he was really provoked and he put down everything in him, so the Sheikh said to him, see, look, one finger did that to you. I didn't do like this to you, remember? One finger made you jump up and down. So how about this to the shaitan? The manager now understood the message. So this finger, it made you go up and down and really be mad. And Allah is telling you that this is more than the iron bar. Why don't you believe him? Now when he made it like explanation, he is no more to believe it. Now, yeah, I understand it now. That's true. And this is, as I said, with high isnad from the Shaykh to the man.